Malu, from what the councillor told you a short while ago, over 500 structures have been affected. What's the latest?
That's right, Bravi. 500 structures have been affected. In fact, that number could actually be even higher because the fire is actually still raging. I'm just going to ask Jokomane to walk with me. As you can see, some of the people that have been affected by this blaze, these are some of the belongings that people were able to actually salvage from that from the blaze that is actually still raging here in Alexandra. Residents telling us, Bravuyo, that in fact firefighters were just not prepared to deal with this fire. In fact, when we arrived here, we could see residents with buckets of water trying to put out the fire. In fact, there's one resident that is still on top of a roof that's trying to put out a blaze, Bravuyo. In fact, that is dangerous, and there were several others that were actually trying to do the same thing, and some residents were actually telling them not to do that because it is quite dangerous. Of course, people are worried about where they'll be sleeping tonight, and they're saying that they want authorities to actually, in fact, to come and explain to them as to why firefighters could not respond on time to this fire, because one of the things that we are hearing is that this fire started at around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and when those firefighters finally arrived here, they were simply not prepared. Some residents are saying that there was no water, the fire engines didn't have water, and the firefighters were just overwhelmed. I just want to see if this lady can talk to me. Kunjani ma?
Njani baba? Ndikhona, ndiyabona wothukile. Inhlizami ibhlungu kabi simoshakalelwe, angina next ngiphelele nje la ngikhona. Angina next endlini sithelo nabomakhelwane batshela abanye banabantwana asazi bayolalaphi bayodlana nabantu bakaNkulunkulu.
Ubuphi ngexesha umlilo ubuqala?
Bengekho bengisemsebenzini.
Uyafika ngoku?
Ndiyafika ngithola ukuthi ngisele ngehandbag, ngithola ukuthi ukuchile kuphelile. Akuna next ephumile yami.
Uzolalaphi ke namhlanje yazi? Intoni?
Angazi ukuthi ngiyolalaphi. Maybe ngizaye police station or ngiye kuma friends ami.
Okay, ke sisenkosi kakhulu. Bravuyo, that's one of the many residents really that has been affected by this fire. In fact, you can see the look on their faces when people arrive home from work and they find all their belongings, their homes completely destroyed, and people have been left with what they have on their bodies. And one of the residents was talking to her neighbor, saying that I tried to salvage some of your belongings, but the fire was just too huge. I couldn't save some of your belongings. And you can see there's a lady here who has a baby on her back, trying to save the few items or properties that she can. Kunjani ma?
Siyaphila futhi khona njani?
Ndikhona, ndiyakubona ukwazile wena usindise ezinye impahla zakho.
Asisindange zamfuthi impahla ndizikhuphile endlini ndazibeka le phezulu but umlilo uyawawela zitshile. Silabantwana abayi2 ndishweke ngezi, abantwana bami abanazo kwa even ipampers, birth certificate, ID yami, everything iphaya. So asazi noba sizawula lapha, abantwana bami balambile ngoku andazi uba bazawutya ntoni na.
Bravuyo, that's the state of affairs. I mean, it's the story that you will hear every day from residents here that are saying that actually they've lost everything. The lady that I just spoke to now, she was saying that she's got 2 kids and they've lost everything. We're still going to try and see if we can see what's happening on the other side, Bravi. We're not going to move too close to the fire, but you can see the blaze is still raging. And people are just trying to save the little that they have. And in fact, people's homes have been completely destroyed. Look at the pots. Yeah, that's the state of affairs here in Alexandra, Bravo.
Malu, before I let you go, apart from the councillor you spoke to earlier, who of course admitted to being helpless in this situation as things stand, any word from or sight of municipal or provincial government officials?
Well, I've seen EMS spokesperson Nana Khatebe, and I will be in conversation with him later on, Bravi, just to get a sense as to perhaps why did the firefighters, when they arrived here, why were they not prepared? Because that's a very important question that they have to answer, because residents here want answers, and they believe really if firefighters were prepared, perhaps the damage here could not be this huge. In fact, one of the residents was describing this as a disaster, saying that something has to be done to assist them.
Okay. Malungelo Boy, live from Alexandra, where over 500 structures, and that may well be a conservative estimate, have been affected. He's going to keep on monitoring that situation, and we'll be crossing live to him.